Hello, all. So today begins the third term of the Obama bin Biden presidency, along with the affirmative action vice presidency, which I don't know why we're even still doing that. I thought that we were supposed to judge not by the color of skin and by the content of character, which they clearly didn't do with her. She's a glowing example of someone that can sleep her way to the top without any discernible personality or likability or any skills. But anyway, we're going to be seeing the return of the czars. If you remember, during their first term, they were more or less held in check after the Tea Party came along and they lost both the House and the Senate. But they still had the czars behind the scenes that were pulling the strings, making phone calls, cracking skulls. Probably going to see a lot of that now. It wouldn't surprise me to see Barry himself become one of these czars. They'll probably make him the czar of racial relations, which is funny. That'd be like making me a czar of health and fitness. I think he's going to be pulling the strings a lot behind the curtains. It was his stated agenda to cut us down to size, which he was well on his way to doing during the first two terms before Trump came along. A lot of his ideas are more mainstream now as it's been thrust through the media and through a lot of the radicals that he now has in Congress to back him up, which didn't have as many before. So definitely expect a lot of bad things to happen as a result of that. What can we do? Well, calls to unite are a joke. At this point, after what they've done for 4 years, there's no reason we should bow to them. Any calls to unite are calls to conformity. We have to resist. Turnabout's fair play. We should do the same things that they did. We should do the not my president. We should do the effigies. I've seen this ad about a balloon, a Trump baby balloon that they're parading about, and it's going to be in a museum. All right, fine. Turnabout's fair play. We shouldn't do the vagina hats thing. That just makes us look stupid. I think we should do maybe a blow-up doll with knee pads for her and for him, and a creepy old man with a walker certainly would suffice. Maybe get the little dog like Herbert from Family Guy. That would be appropriate. Joe's dementia is going to be on display every day. Once the stress, once the hours, once the pressure gets to him, it's not going to be as easy to hide as they've been able to hide it the last couple months. You don't see as much of it. They've been able to pump him up. They've been able to adjust his schedule so that he's been a little sharper. Not going to be able to do it. We should make fun of it as much as we can. We should ridicule him. I know it's not something you usually do. It's not usually acceptable, but in his case, he asked for it. He deserves it. They tried to do the same thing to Trump. They tried to say he was too old and that he couldn't pick up a glass of water or he was limping down a ramp, which 74 years old, I think most of us are intellectually honest enough to say he's not going to be as sharp. He's an old man. He's going to have these problems. But at least he took the cognitive test and passed it. He didn't get belligerent and call the person asking a junkie. So that's one thing to say. She is unable to answer a question. Everything is scripted for her. I'm sure if she gets caught in an awkward spot, all you're going to hear is that horrible cackle. Basically, at this point, she's the mocha Hillary. So that'll be a treat. The media is going to cover for everything. They're going to tell us that everything is great. Social media will continue to censor. They'll continue to purge. That's going to be a struggle, but we need to keep our voices up. As far as the future, we need to find a unifying force in the Republican Party. Right now, you have the McConnells and the Gramnesties. They're going to fold. They're going to go along. We need to find a younger group, a younger, more together group that's going to stand up to this. I know most of us aren't going to trust the elections at this point because they were totally fair and not fixed, and there was nothing irregular at all. But we just have to unite. We've got to find a force for the future. We need to come up with the equivalent of the Tea Party back in 2010, people that people can get galvanized behind.